I still remember the day of the parents teacher meeting in school when the results used to get announced and we used to get our report cards. Even though I used to know that I'll be scoring good, so I used to take my parents, especially my father, very happily to the classroom to meet teachers because I knew my name would be there on the board in top 5. And he would be very proud and he'll feel very happy seeing the report card and A plus and everything. But does our sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, service, they also have a report card? And if yes, then how does that report card look like? So that is what we are going to discuss today. Hi everyone, welcome back to Equipoiseclasses Classes. I'm Surbhi Gupta, and in these videos we discuss economics topic directly from the newspaper. There are multiple reasons from picking the article and reading it directly from the newspaper. So before anybody of you, even though my community is really amazing, but if any one of you comes up to me and say, oh, you are directly reading from the newspaper, you're not doing any different, so thank you so much, first of all. But there are reasons to that, because any author who's writing an article, picking up just nitpicking and only taking 1 or 2 points from there would not reflect their true emotions by which they write an article. So even I love writing, so I know that a story, when it is narrated in a form in a certain way, you try and pour in your emotions, your heart to that article or a piece of story. So for us, it's just a mere story in the newspaper, but for them, it's their hard work. And I really like reading it directly from the newspaper to understand their perspective and communicate it to you guys who are struggling to read newspaper, because I myself was in your shoes way back when in 11th class and 12th standard. My parents used to say that go and read newspaper, start reading newspaper. And till date, now I've become a teacher and I tell my students from class 11 that start reading newspaper. But back then I used to hate reading it, now my students hate it. So what could be the solution of this problem? What's better than reading newspaper with me directly, so that you get that satisfaction that yes, you've read the newspaper, yes, you're aware of the topic, yes, you also know how to read a newspaper as per your perspective of a student or a person who's generally interested in what's happening in the world around you. So yeah, I think that's too much. I'll quickly share the screen without blabbering any further, and let's start reading agriculture sector report card. Okay, so we have agri sector report card, and basically, has the agriculture performed any better under government, under this particular government? And if yes, then the new study by Niti Aayog says that even if yes, okay, agriculture sector has performed good within 10 years, but the growth has come more from livestock, horticulture and fisheries than the main crops. So if you have read class 11th and class 12th or even basic economics, you would know that there's agriculture and allied sector. So where agriculture sector also has agricultural activities but allied activities, and under that allied sector there comes livestock, horticulture, fisheries. So even if the agriculture sector altogether is looking nice as it's performing, so but the good performance is not coming from agriculture. It is like that you have opted for PCM, or you are a science student, and you took an optional subject of physical education in your school, but your report card, your overall marks are good, like the average, the total percentage is good, but the marks in PCB, like physics, chemistry, maths are not good, and the marks in the optional subjects are good. It's like saying that the main sector, the main thing is not good. So that is the thing. That's what we are going to read today, what Niti Aayog has to say, and there are few tables that we are going to compare. Okay, so I have not highlighted because I am also reading this article fresh with you and I have not read it earlier. So I just saw the headline and I thought, why not bring it up for you and read it with you guys. So let's read it. India's farm sector has registered improved growth performance over the last 2 decades relative to the preceding 2, and even more so during 10 years of Narendra Modi government, according to the recent Niti Aayog paper. The annual growth rate for agriculture, so I think from here on the major thing will start. The annual growth rate for agriculture based on gross value added by the sector, crops, livestock, fishing, forestry at constant prices, that means at base year prices. Okay, so we are seeing the real growth and not nominal. averaged at 2.9% during 1984 to 85 and 90 to 93. So ये 1984 से 1994 तक एवरेज हुआ 2.9% एंड 1994 से 2004 तक भी. The paper by Niti Aayog member Ramesh Chand and consultant Jaspal Singh says growth picked up significantly thereafter, both under UPA, okay, these 10 years and NDA government. So they are basically saying, they're comparing in 1984, year 1984, before LPG reforms, till year 2004. Into those 20 years, the gross value added by agriculture sector was only 2.9%, whereas in the next 20 years, both in the UPA and NDA government, from 2004 to 2024, the agriculture sector has performed a little better as compared to earlier. The average year-on-year increase in agriculture gross value added, gross value added, what is gross value added? The total value of output generated by the sector minus that of input consumed. Okay, that is gross value added, was 3.5% during UPA period, 10 years, and witnessed further acceleration to 3.7%. So from 2.9%, the growth went to, the gross value added went to 3.5% to further 3.7%. So the growth has been there. Okay, interpreting the numbers. So has Indian agriculture actually fared well in recent times? As the numbers suggest, so what is the scenario? Okay, the answer, it may be not that straightforward. The answer may not be that straightforward. To begin with, there are questions on output estimates itself. Government estimates show production of cereals, okay, rose from 185 million tons to 303 million tons between 2004 in 20 years, in last 20 years, okay. But household cereal consumption estimated from National Sample Survey Office, NSSO data, was flat 153 to 156 million ton. So even if the production has been increased, for whom it has been increased? For the consumers, but the consumption survey shows that it has been static at 153 million tons. The gap between officially reported cereal production and household consumption has widened from mere 29.5 million ton to 84 million ton, and now it is, the gap is 151. Like, the production is huge when the consumption is not, so where's the rest of it going? Similar questions have been raised on 2.5 times jump in countries' estimated milk production. Similar, milk production has increased a lot, okay, with no commensurate increase in consumption as per NSSO. So, see, Niti Aayog's data is saying that the production has increased, but NSSO data on consumption is saying that the consumption has not increased that much as the production has increased. So, where the gap between the production and the consumption has widened, where has that excess production gone? Okay, so let's read. Maybe there's an answer to it. So, but these incongruities notwithstanding, the Niti Aayog paper published in Economic and Political Weekly has some key findings with implications for policy making and helping identifying both pockets of excellence as well as pain point of Indian agriculture. We need to focus there. Okay, so disaggregated divergence. The first is the large variation in performance of the subsectors within agriculture. Like the crop subsector, which is normally associated with farming, recorded only 2.3 average annual growth, okay, during this year. So during this time period, and this was lower than 3.4% during 10 years of UPA rule. So the crop production related to the farming sector directly, it has not shown any increase, rather it has declined. Okay. On the other hand, the livestock, fisheries subsectors posted average year-on-year production growth of 5.8% and 9.2% respectively, higher than their corresponding rate. So the increase has come not from the crop subsector. Agriculture sector has subsectors. So crop is mainly related to the farming sector, but the growth in crops has not been there. Rather, it has declined. But the increase has come from fisheries and livestock. Okay. So simply put, farm sector overall better growth performance during the Modi years compared to that under UPA has been primarily due to animal and aqua and not conventional crop agriculture. Not the farmers have been better off, or not the conventional agriculture or the crop sector has been better off, but the growth has primarily come from animal and aqua subsector. Okay, so table 1 gives a breakup of subsector production growth. That is the value of output at constant prices during NDA period. Table 1, let's see table 1. Table 1 is saying 2014-15 to this time period in 10 years, what is the value of output? As you can see, fishing and aquaculture 9.08, livestock is at 5.76, where milk, poultry meat, and you can see eggs, and crops like horticulture crops and non-horticulture crops are very less, as you can see, where food grain, cereal, pulses, oilseed, sugarcane, cotton, jute, tea and coffee, tobacco, all the growth you can see, and these are at 2011-12 prices. Base year क्या है यहाँ पे पता चल रहा है, base year is 2011-12 at constant prices. So we are seeing the real growth. We are not seeing the nominal growth. We are seeing at the prices, the agriculture sector at the prices of base year, which is 2011-12. All right. Okay. Let's move ahead. Table 2 shows 13 states whose annual agriculture growth during this period, during last 10 years, has averaged 4% or more. Three notable absentees in this list are Punjab, Haryana, and West Bengal. The average year-on-year rise in gross value added from agriculture for this period was this from crop. Okay, so Punjab, Haryana, and West Bengal, as you can see, these are absent from the state list because this state list only shows the growth of 4% and above, when Punjab, Haryana, and West Bengal do not have it. Okay, so agriculture, crop, livestock, fishing growth you can see by different states. Okay, the growth in 13 states was largely powered by livestock and fisheries. The crop subsector growth topped 5% only for 2 states. And which are those 2 states? Madhya Pradesh and Telangana. Let's see. Madhya Pradesh agriculture sector is this one. Okay, I'll change the color of the pen so that you know better. Agriculture sector more than 5%, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, okay, Telangana, then you can see Tamil Nadu. These are the sectors, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, as you can see. So agriculture is this much, but what is the share of crop? Share of crop is above 5% only here and here. Which are those 2 states? Madhya Pradesh and Telangana. Okay, so only in 2 states the crop production has seen a growth, the real growth above 5%, not in any other states. So policy takeaways kya hai iske? It links up the second major finding, the accelerated agricultural growth during last 2 decades, a result of diversification towards horticulture crops, livestock and fisheries, has also been market-led, driven by growing demand for vegetables, fruits, milk, meat, eggs and fish. Diversification in the farms has been accompanied by diet diversification, with a shift in the composition of household consumption expenditure from foods that deliver calories to those rich in proteins and micronutrients. So this has been additionally enabled by new technology, be it hybrids in vegetables and maize, drip irrigation, and high density tissue culture planting in bananas, or high yielding broilers and layer breeds in poultry. But as Chand and Singh note, not all Indian farmers engage in livestock, fisheries, and horticulture activities. According to NSSO 2018-19 Situation Assessment Survey for agricultural household, only 53% of them derive their income from livestock rearing, and just 6.5% cultivated from horticulture crops. That means the main earning source of still 44.2% of the agricultural households was farming of cereals, pulses, oilseeds, sugarcane, cotton, and other non-horticulture crops. Some of these have decent production growth on the back of rising demand, okay, and non-food use. But however, the benefits of diversification in the new production technologies have not percolated to field crops the way they have been to horticulture and livestock. The growth has not been there yet in the crop subsector. Okay, so oilseeds and pulses yield remain low, leading to a substantial share of demand being met by imports, especially in cotton. there has been no breakthrough after genetically modified BT hybrids. Average domestic production of 325 lakh bales in last 3 years is below 370 to 400 lakh bales during 2012 and 14. So even after BT hybrids in the cotton sector, there has no increase in the production whatsoever. The crop subsector showing low growth despite being covered under MSP regime underlines the importance of demand side factors, that the demand is not there for the crops enough, because supply should be there, the growth and production should be there, because it is supported by the minimum support price regime as well. But if there's no demand, then there's no point. Okay, these along with the improvements in production technology are more effective in promoting agriculture growth than government output price or input subsidy interventions, the paper has concluded. Okay, so with that, our report card is what we have seen, that the agriculture sector is also subsectors which are crop, horticulture and non-horticulture crops. Then we have livestock and fisheries. So the major growth in agriculture is coming. So the growth has happened in last 20 years as compared to the previous 20 years, but the growth has majorly come from not the crop subsector, but from animal and aquatic animals. As we can see that, the growth is from livestock and fisheries and not from the crop sector. Despite the crop sector getting or being under MSP regime, still the demand side is, different, performing way different. And if you can see the demand side, then the demand side is going towards rich protein diets, and the dietary changes have also boosted, the meat, egg, milk, poultry, all the production. But still the production and the supply gap has also widened there. So we need to see that what is up to that sector. But the growth has definitely been there in the agriculture. This has the paper concluded. So with that, I would also want to wrap up this session. I really hope you found it useful or informative in some or the other way. If yes, like and share and subscribe, please, 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 because it hardly takes 10 seconds of yours, but means a lot to me. Every single subscription means the world to me. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Keep smiling, spread happiness, enjoy the festivities all around you, create that positive era so that you're not affected by anything in life whatsoever. And take care, guys. Bye.